Hi, my name is Frank, and I'm going to be your host tonight. We will be interviewing some young scholars from the Hudson Valley Pathways Academy. They will be sharing some experiences from a course called Workplace Learning. Workplace Learning provides authentic learning experiences outside of the classroom. Young scholars will be telling us about the 5 learning threads of our school, beginning with leadership.
Thanks, Frank. So, leadership doesn't necessarily have to follow a specific set of rules. Leadership can be anything. For every situation, there can be multiple leaders or different types of leaders. For example, someone can assign roles to group members.
Or someone can do something as simple as redirecting someone.
Exactly. In many of our workplace learning challenges, leadership has been a crucial part of each team. In our Viking Industries Challenge, we had to make a schedule for Viking that allowed Viking to increase their hours to accommodate the company's 20% growth. Without leadership, we would not have been able to come to a solution. Leadership allowed us to make suggestions that we felt would best help Viking.
Of course, with many different groups, there were many different leaders. That way, a Viking could choose their leader that they like.
This applies to every other challenge as well that we have partaken in. Leadership will always have a place in workplace learning.
Wow, what a great group of leaders. Anyways, up next will be the creativity thread.
Creativity relates to workplace learning in many ways, especially with our most recent workplace learning challenge, where we went to Catskill Hudson Bank.
Our job was to act as financial advisors for a given situation.
As 10th graders, creativity naturally came to us because we saw a different point of view from people that have already been working there for many years.
As students, what we try to do is narrow down every little thing so we can see all of the detail.
Wowee, that was one creative group of young scholars. Up next is global citizenship.
So last week we had a financial challenge that really drove us and gave us the experience of what it's like to live in a world where the economic system is what it is right now. And this, in a global citizen type of way, we should every single high school in the world should really have a challenge or any correlate or have connections with different organizations or different banks that really help them understand of this financial literacy.
To go along with what DA said, these components that we've learned over the past 2 years, they've been very beneficial for us to help others around the world and understand how they feel and what they need to thrive.
Oh, nice haircut, by the way.
Holy cannoli, those were some globally minded young scholars. Up next is the self-direction group.
Our learning thread is self-direction, and in the Viking Industries Challenge, we had the task of making a plan to increase the facility's ability to produce more efficiently for an expected 25% increase in their production, during which we used self-directions to keep ourselves on track to put an effort into research towards the goal.
During the research and solution-making processes for that project, we had to keep in mind the needs of the company and the workers, as well as under a budget. Without self-direction, we would not have been able to come up with a solution for that project, let alone get any of the research planning or even get the final product done.
In fact, the video that you are viewing right now would have not been possible without self-direction of the students of Chapter 2 class.
Wow, that was spectacular, just like Spider-Man. Now let's move on to something incredible, just like the Hulk. Let's hear from multiple literacies.
Multiple literacies is the ability to work around obstacles and work with what you have and whatever you have available to complete a given task.
One example of this is this year's Workplace Learning Challenge with Sound Attack. We were tasked to come up with a way to schedule board meetings. We had to overcome many obstacles and adapt to the systems they had already used and had in place. One example of this obstacle is that they wanted to integrate with Google products, so we had to find a website or a program that could integrate with Google itself. In the end, we succeeded, but if we did not adapt with what they wanted us to do, then we would not have succeeded.
Another personal example is our recent challenge with Catskill Hudson Bank. My group was able to use multiple forms of media to present our idea as good as possible to the bank, using text, visuals, and vocals. This ability to work with different forms of media was helpful for us because we were able to show the bank our idea in the most understandable way possible. Multiple literacies is used every day, from the simplest tasks to the most complex ones. We use it every day from going onto the classroom, being able to look at what we have to do and know how to do it, from simply doing our work every day and being able to do some basic research. I believe that multiple literacies will be used every day of our lives for as long as we live.
Wow, how about those learning threads?